So my name is Ronnie Cox. I'm the electronic resource librarian here at the University of Tennessee at Martin. I'm going to show you guys our new user interface, which is what you use to search our collection. So we're going to jump right in. The reason we moved to a new UI and the reason why EBSCO pushed for a new UI, some of the goals was to have a more modern cross-functional look. I know that a lot of our students and users were not on a desktop anymore. A lot of us search on our phone. I know I've been in the stacks and I search on my phone. We use tablets, we use iPads, we use laptops. So they wanted a design that would flow across all devices. And so that was a big push because whether I open this on my phone or if I open it on the laptop, if I change the sizing of this, then it's going to still look the same. It's going to still flow the same and be functional. That was one of the goals. And then the other goal was to increase accessibility features. So one of the features I'm going to show you, I'm going to make this really small and move it out of the way. When you come on, you're not automatically signed in. And I want to make this very clear because you can do work in here, you can search, you can save things, you can do all that, but it is only saved while you're doing that work at that time. Um, so if you log off and you come back later that day, or you accidentally log off and you come back that afternoon or that very next 5 minutes, it's not going to have your saved items. So I highly recommend anytime you come in, going ahead and signing into my EBSCO. One of the things I like about it when you're working off campus is that it will give you a message that says, hey, welcome to the library. Please sign in to get full access to the library resources. And you can't actually see that here on campus, but I can show you one that does have a sample message kind of like that, so you can kind of see it real quick. But yeah, because when you're working from home, I got the same message. See, welcome guests, sign into the institution for full access to your resources. Ours has the same kind of message when you are working from home, just to remind students and faculty and staff, to sign in so that the work you're doing is saved. But once you're signed in, one of the accessibility features that they had really worked on is this My Preference. So you can go in here. You do have the option to change your name under the Manage My Account, but the My Preference one that they worked on is the language. There's now 88 different languages in here that they had worked on. Mine is English. I am a single language person. So if I changed it to any other language, which I could change it to French or something like that, and then now if I did a search and search for something, it's going to search in English, but it's going to try to match as many terms as possible into French so that I'm still getting as much of that language as I can. But it will still kind of read English. That was one of the new preferences. And then you can go back in and change that preference if you want, which this could be beneficial for some of our dual speaking individuals or our foreign exchange students that are still English as their second language. This might be, or they're still learning English. This might be something that can help them. So once I've got that saved, let me go back to our new search. That was one of the things. Some of the other accessibility features that function very well in this new UI is that they have the text-to-speech on HTML full text articles, the transcripts for videos and audiobooks, alternate text for descriptive page titles and alternate text for meaningful languages, the ARA landmarks to assist users with screen readers, and keyboard access for keyboard-only navigation. So that was some of the big pushes for it. I like the way that no matter which device I'm looking at, it's going to be consistent across the board. So I'm comfortable no matter which way I'm searching. I'm going to have the same search experience. Another thing that we've added to the new UI is our Peacock search. So essentially, this could probably be for maybe like our health, something like that could probably use this one. I'm not sure if we could use it in other ways. It would be cool to see if we could use it for maybe psychology or something like that. So say we wanted to look at patients with chronic pain that did acupuncture and compare it to a certain type of acupuncture. Did it reduce the pain intensity after 8 weeks? So instead of having to individually type in all those into a different search feature, putting something like this into this added search thing, it just makes like a search query. And then you can just add it in and it will give you that whole search result together. And then you can customize it from there. So that was a really cool one that came with the new UI that we didn't have before. And you can add filters and stuff to it from there. And I'm going to take that out. We'll come back to that. I wanted to go over some of our filters because I know I was confused by some of the filters. I know some of our students might not understand what some of the filters are. Yes, full text, everybody knows. Yes, peer reviewed, everybody knows what it is. So some of the ones that I want to talk about is the available in library collection. This is going to be everything that the library subscribes to, whether it is a print resource, electronic resource. It will exclude our interlibrary loans. So if we don't own it, it's not going to pop up. So if you are typing an exact title match and you have available in the library collection and we don't own it, it's not going to populate. If it is a citation resource, so our Science Direct or our MathSciNet, it's not going to populate if you have that available in the library collection only tab selected. The other one is the print books only. I know this one would seem like it is just print books only, but I would like to add in that the exception is that sometimes because it pulls from the metadata, that our electronic government document items come in with this one. It is something that we are working with EBSCO on, but it's still currently happening. But if you get a little primary resources from our government documents, that's okay for now. And then the ebooks only is the same thing. We do have the same filters that we had before. All of them are over on the right side now instead of the left side. So you still have the publisher date. They have the same 12-month, 5-month, 10th custom range. This one you can type it in or you can put the actual date. We used to have the slider, but now you can actually put the date range in. Then it also has the content provider. So if you are looking for nursing or something, then you might click that you want it to come from a certain, like all the nursing journals or databases. Other ways you can filter is by the source type, which we had before. I will add in that we have this new high count, low count, which we didn't have that before. Yeah, it would give us our totals, but it didn't filter them by like which one had the most resources and which had the less or at least amounts. So that part is kind of nice. Some people it won't matter. Or if you want them listed in alphabetical order, you can do that too. So that's a new filter added onto the filters. You can still search them by subject. So let's see. Publisher is the other one that's still there. These haven't changed. Publication hasn't changed. Language hasn't changed. And geography hasn't changed. I super like this one because a lot of times when you're looking for journals and you're looking for a specific topic and it's over in China or Europe, this would allow you to limit it down to, just in the United States without having to go up and add a filter up at the top. Another thing that we added in this year, so say we were searching for transfer students success, because I know we have some success counselors on here. Okay. And then we wanted to add some filters on here. Say we want peer reviewed, we want full text. If you'll notice, automatically there is this little lock up here. We have it now set that when you do a search, your filters are going to carry over. So I apply this, I make those change. Okay, well, I'm done with this search. So now I'm going to change this. I decided I'm going to move on. Now I'm going to search for, what should we search for? Criminal justice and gender. If you notice, when we did this search, these two are still highlighted because that lock is still there. So you can either take them off one at a time, or you can unclick the lock and remove the filters in between the search. And then that would allow you to change it from doing that once you take them off. Now, if I search something different, it should take it off now. Yeah, see, I unlocked it. So now peer reviewed and full text isn't on. But if you were to log back on, then it would probably be back. So the goal is to keep it back on locked so that every time when you're doing a search, you don't have to keep going and applying the same filters and the same filters, which is a new addition that I really like, because when I'm doing research, I can't stand having to go over here and be like, keep these, please, keep these, please. Um, so that was something we really liked. And then if you'll notice up here at the top, we have these cute little placards. The library now has the option to have over 200 of these. There'll always be a publication placard. There'll always be a research starter. We have a committee in the library that is currently working on the 200 that will help populate based on what the students are putting keywords in. Another one that we are working on, which I'm going to pull this in, is our course reserves. We are in the implementation of adding locate, but we haven't got it yet. And once we get locate, this placard will pop up anytime they put in a word that matches within this. So if I were to put in business, like this placard matches, just business in general, then this course reserve placard is going to pop up and it's going to say, hey, we have books on reserve for business. We have business 100, we have business 200, we have business history 200. Another option for this placard is, once we get this implemented, would be I can put the professor's name in. So I can say, okay, Chris Baxter in the search, and course reserve is going to pull any book that Chris Baxter might have on reserve in the library. Or I can put Sean Walker, and any book that Sean Walker might have would come up under course reserves if they have a book on reserves in the library. I think it'll be very beneficial in getting the students to recognize if they have books on reserve in the library and helping them to get access to them easily. They can also search them by class. So if they have BA 120, they can just put BA 120 in there and that course reserve placard will pop up. So we're super excited to get that one in. We're just waiting for the outside implementation to finish up on their end for that. Let's see, other filters that we need to talk about. The catalog only filter. This is going to be any items that are in our catalog, and it'll be the same thing as locate. So our catalog would be all of our print titles, all of our movies and DVDs, any physical items that are located in the library. It would be our electronic government document collection, and it will also be eventually our JSTOR collection that we are moving back to our catalog. So if you were to do catalog only, those would be the only items that would populate. It would remove all of our other journals. It would remove all of our databases. So that's something to keep in mind when you're using those filters. And there is a tab over here that says help under research tools that would help you kind of learn all those. If you have a question, you can click into them and kind of reach, and it helps with anything on this page. So The other filters, if we go into advanced search, there was one other one here that I wanted to talk about. The new advanced search is pretty much the same. And then search option is the one I kind of want to talk about. I know spelling is an issue for some of our students. Spelling can be an issue for me sometimes if somebody's standing next to me. So hitting proximity or something similar that could kind of open it up. The one that I wanted to message was the smart text searching. And that is where it's a natural language search strategy. It's going to allow you to enter as much text as you want. You can even put a whole paragraph in if you want. What it's going to do, it's going to identify those keywords, those phrases. It's going to query them against the database. It's going to build a search string, and then it provides relevant search results off of that. I don't highly recommend that for our students. I would leave it more for people that are sure what they're doing, um, because otherwise you might just get a whole bunch of random stuff. But if you're kind of open in your searching, it might lead you to a whole new avenue that you never thought of. So that could be a benefit there. And then the other addition that they added onto the advanced one is you can search publications straight from here. So say we're searching um, healthcare, and we want to search in some of our nursing journals, you can do it from here. And you can even pick the journal you want to search, or you can just search all. You can search by match any word. You can also, so if you don't want to do that, it matches to some of our other journals. So you could even do business source or criminal justice. You can do exploring race and society. That's a new one that's added in. We are working on building it up. It is at the base level at this moment. I know eventually under publications, we want to add where you can query and search a search string in there, but we haven't got that up yet with the new one. So back to the main search. Okay, so we're going to do a search, but I don't want to just do a random search. So can someone throw something in the chat for something to search? Come on, be brave. You can send it to me anonymous too. Penguin antics. I knew that was coming from you, Kelly. Okay, so now some super cool stuff that I like about the new UI. One, you can now save your search and export it. You can download it. Okay, you can save it. But remember what I said, if you are not signed in, it will allow you to save it for that time. Once you log off, it's gone. Okay, you won't be able to access it again. So you want to say sign in. I will see if they will eventually make it to where you have to sign in so that whenever you save, like it prompts you to sign in. You can also add this to a project. So I do have some created to show you later. So you can create a new project and we can name it Alden's Penguins. Okay, I can put a due date with it if I want. I can just save it. Okay, so now I've saved a project. I can even share it. So say Kelly wants a copy of this or a student wants a copy of this. I can hit share. I can share it through OneDrive or Google Drive. I can even send it via email. Okay, Kelly, you want it? So I can send it via your email. Or if I want to spam John, I can send it to John Ledoux. And he has no choice. He gets it. So those are some really cool new options that we have. I'm not going to because I spammed him earlier, to be mean. You can also do citations for all of it, for all 9 items. And you can pick which citations you want. You can copy all of them to the clipboard. You can even export them all in whichever format you want. So that's some of the cool new options from here. You can do the same things just for the ones you like. Say you're building a list. So you select them all and then you're going through and you're like, you know what? I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. And you go through your list and then you can export it and it will exclude those. Those are nice that you can add. You can cite it individually. You can share them individually as well. The access option is through here and it will just filter down the different access options. If we do not have it and it's ILL, it'll say ILL here, request via ILL. A new feature that we added is the more like this. So when you click on it on this original search page, they give you 5 and it'll give you different ones. And you can put, yes, I like it. No, I don't. Get more information about this specific one. And you can kind of go through them. You can even access them from here if you want. A lot of times it's going to be journals and that kind of stuff. Or you can actually click on the item. And then if you do more like this, they give you more options. Usually I think it's 10 on this side of the more like this. So that's a good option too. And you can bring it back to details. You can also, when you export this, I will note that currently you don't get the call number. So if you're exporting a list and you're like, oh, I'm going to come to the library and I'm going to check out these books, you will not get the call number or the location. We are on a list for the update for that, which we're working on. And then let's see what else. You can do show more results. And John had put in a request that originally we only showed 10, but John had put in a request that we expand this. So now we're up to, you can do 50 titles at a time. So that was really cool that we were able to get that in before this presentation. And then I was going to show you the save search. So say you don't have a lot of time, you can save this search. We're going to name it Penguin Antics. That's our query. And we're going to save it. And remember, I'm signed in, so I can come back whenever I want. That save search is still going to be here. I'll show you how to find it in a minute. Well, you know what? I really like learning about Penguin Antics. I need to know when new items come up on my research. So I'm going to rename my alert. So now I can put an alert for certain articles that I like or journals that I like, and it will let me know when new items come out. I can do the frequency of how often I want them, daily, weekly, monthly. It will expire in 1 year. You do have the option to come in and cancel it. You do have the option to also extend it, and it just extends it by another year from whatever day you renew. You can say, I want to receive an email when the alert is created. I like to do that just so I have documentation that I got it, that the alert did go through. I don't want to alert every time it runs a report. That means if I set it up weekly, I don't want to report that it ran that week and there was no items in the thing. I just want to report that says, hey, you got new items that you can look at. The other thing is you can put your email address here. You can put other people's email addresses here. Me and Heidi tested this just a little while ago. They cannot access this, so please don't add other people to this currently. I will see if eventually that could be something that we can do, so that it links to their account whenever they're added to something like this. Because while I was able to add Heidi to this, she was not able to cancel the alert on her email, nor was she able to see the alerts. Because I just made it, we weren't able to see if she was able to get the emails from it, which will be something that we're going to test in the long run. But I wouldn't recommend adding people. But long term, if I find out that, you could, if you're doing research with a coworker or a colleague on the same topic and you're working together, maybe you guys both want alerts on the same item. Hopefully it does work to where you both could be on there, but one of you would have to actually come in, and whoever set it up would have to come in and cancel it off of the search. So I'm setting up the alert. And we're closing it. Now we're going to go over to my dashboard. So on this page, if you hit the My UTM, it takes you back to our home page. If you hit the help, it should take you to our chat, but if you can see this little red box, it means nobody's on chat at the moment. It's probably supposed to be me. Don't tell Conrad. So you can go to your projects. Like I said, I had Kelly's Penguins project that we just made. I'm working on a trivia event that I had earlier, and then I was testing it with the postcard one. So Kelly's Penguins. Here's my 10 records that I had exported to it that I can look at. I can also click on them. I can do the same thing I was doing before. Same thing, access. This one I don't have access to. So here's when I said where you request to interlibrary loan. But I can still export it. I like the new export feature, especially if you're trying to help students. This is going to be a great feature if you're sharing with them. I don't have any searches under Kelly's project. Do I have any searches under this one? No, I think my searches are just in searches. Here's my recent searches. Okay. So under recent activity, like I said, I'm signed in, so it's keeping all of my activity. You can actually search different searches together. So say I want to search Kelly's penguin antics and put it with language development. I can put search 9, S9, and search 8 and see what it gives me. And it might not give me nothing because it might be random, but say you had two that you were working on and you want to see if they cross over. This is a cool way to pull those two searches together. Yeah, and I got 8 results from it. So whether they are constructive or not, I don't know. But that's a way that you can share your different searches and compare them together. Let's see. The other thing on this side is that you can look at your holds on here and update your holds and remove holds from here. I don't have any holds. You can also update and renew your checkouts from here. So I just did a video on our Facebook and Instagram about this, but so I can go in here and I can click renew. It's going to ask me, are you sure you want to renew or do you want to cancel? So you say yes, it should be green. If you ever get a red, make sure you reach back out to the library and say, hey, I tried to renew this book, but I got an error message. Hit close. I'm not going to keep renewing because I'm trying to get these back to the library. And then the other thing was the alerts. I had shown you some alerts. You can set it up for journals, but you can also set it up just for searches. This one's for the search. So I'm going to go in here and you can still see all your results. I just did it, so I might not have any results, or it may just pull the search results that I just had when we did it. But then I want to show you how you can go in and edit it. So I can change the name, I can change the frequency. Do you want to extend it or renew it? You can. So I'm going to hit, yeah, I want to extend it just so there's a change. Yes, your change was saved. But now I'm going to go in and delete it because I don't want to get emails. This was the one that I spammed earlier. I should probably go in and delete it, where I sent super important research to Heidi and it was pranks in the workplace. And I tried to save it even though I didn't make any changes. So when you cancel that, it won't let you move forward if you don't make any changes. So you hit cancel. I'm going to delete it so Heidi doesn't keep getting emails about it, just to be nice. So that was under all the stuff under dashboard. It's a lot of really cool stuff. It gives you as the user a lot of, I don't know, I guess control over your own account, really. And then publications is the new one. This is if you go into our A to Z list or our journals, this is where you can find it. We had the same features as we had before. You can still search it A to A or A. Um, Same way, you can still search it by subject, by database. All of this is the same. It just looks a little bit different. None of this changed at all other than in look. So let's go back to our search page. And then I'm going to go to popular resources. This is one that we're working on. Like I said, we have a team in the library that is working to add. We can put 21 popular resources here or highlight the most whatever databases or journals that we need to here. We're going to be working over the next couple of weeks to get this up. We just put in a few to get started so you can kind of see what it is. If you have one that you would like to go there, I can't guarantee that it will, but you're more than happy to reach out to me and say, hey, we'd really like to have such and such database there. Go ahead. I'm more than happy to entertain it and try to get it on there if we can, because then that helps the students navigate it quickly. This is the help one that I had told you about earlier. It takes you to EBSCO Connect to help you answer any of those questions that you might have. And then our other feature that I really like, I'm a visual person. I know a lot of people aren't always a visual person. I have a hard time thinking. I'm very straight-minded. So thinking outside the box. So if you want me to do something, say I'm doing something on climate change, and all I think about is climate change, big big planes killing the planet, pollution, that kind of stuff. We now have this map, which is really cool. You can look at it in a map form, or you can look at it in a grid. It just kind of breaks it up from that results list that you saw earlier. And it has like different categories, different ways to split it up. So I was looking at it in the map. So say I want to do climate change, then I click on it and I'm like, let's add this search term. What else do we want to do? Okay, what about tree planting? Let's add that search term, but I want to see what effects it might have on global warming. So let me add that search term. Or what if I take away tree planting? You can change your Boolean terms just by clicking on them in this little search box. But I'm going to say all and for this one. And then I can kind of get a preview. Like I put all these things together. Is it going to give me any results? Because it's horrible when you put it together and then 0 results come back. But then you can kind of get a little preview of what kind of results are coming back. Okay, I've got some peer-reviewed ones coming back. I've got some journals. I got 74,000 coming back. That's a good number. That's a big number. So I might want to add a couple more to kind of weight it down, or I might just want to say, okay, let's go with that. Let's see full results. So then when I go to full results, it's going to take me back to my search page, the full searcher page, and then I can just add a few filters if I want to, kind of trim it down. So maybe now I add maybe the last 5 years to get it back down to a more manageable number. We just cut it in half. Which was a cool thing because now I get to show you Scopus. So I know if you have taken information literacy or anything like that with John Ledoux, he's always like, follow the citations. So if you see this journal article, you absolutely love it. It's wonderful. It's fabulous. And you're like, I really wish I had another one just like that because it fits so well in what I'm doing. You can say, oh, you know what? It was cited in Scopus. Scopus says it was cited in another journal. And then here's the other article it was cited in. So then it shows you all the ones that it was cited in through Scopus. It takes you right to it. So then you can track it from here. If we have access to it, you can view it from here. And it takes you right to it. So that's a really cool thing about that added in citation. This one has 3, that one has 12, and it's just another way to just follow the tracking and give you more resources right there. Especially if it's one that you really, really like. I really like this one because it allows me to see the different terms that could go with a broad term, and then I can kind of piece it out, or I can start to narrow it in, is why I really like the concept map. I know not everybody likes concept map, so the grid is the same way too. But we also have the regular search for people that don't like either. So I do like that it shows both options. Then the other things that we have been able to add that weren't previously on the home search page was a quick link to our LibGuides so that students can quickly get over to it. So if they need help, they can get into that. And then if they're needing help with research, we added in our information literacy videos, how to do research, how to find streaming videos, how to find books by call numbers, how to get to evaluate resources, how to do citations, how not to do plagiarism, how to read articles. We were able to add all that in. All this is customizable that the library can change and edit. And then the other one that we added was the research toolkit, finding sources, the resource process, evaluating sources, all things that we thought would be helpful for the students. One of the things that I really like about the new search feature is that it pulls a lot of the journals and databases in to the search results, whereas before they weren't always coming in as well. The new UI does a good job of making sure that they're getting in and that students are accessing them. I'm hoping that it will help clear up some of that confusion and it'll help our students find stuff easier. And then I'm going to open the floor if anybody has, oh wait, I had some updates I wanted to share before I open the floor. Let's see. I know that I had some questions. We used to have the option for you to hit text the call numbers to you. We're on the list for that update. We haven't got it yet. I don't know when they're planning on release that, but as soon as I find out, I'll let you know. I really like that feature because a lot of times I would go pick up books for pop-ups and I would just text it to me to go get it. We are also added to an enhancement request for exporting list. When I showed you how to do a search, let me pull a search up. So when you do a search and you export it, it exports the metadata, but it doesn't export the call number or the location. So if you were doing books that you might want to come check out, or you might want your students to come find in the library, it currently doesn't show the call number and locations. I'm working on adding that to as an option with EBSCO because I think that's really important. We don't just want the title and the author and that kind of stuff. We want the information that's going to allow our students to find it in the stacks. We're working on locate, which is going to allow the students to find those books on reserve by the professor's name in the class. Let's see. And then the other one was the placards that I showed you at the top. I think I told you guys already, we are already working on implementing those 200 extra to help students find the resources better and match them. Yeah. Does anybody have any questions? I'm sorry, my phone's ringing in the background. And you can put them in chat if you don't want to say them out loud. Thank you, Stisa. It looks like a great resource. And thanks for the preview. My pleasure. I know that we lost some things with the new UI, but overall, like the functionality of it is so much better than what it was. So I'm hoping that that alone will increase usage and help our students feel more comfortable using it and navigating it. And the library is always there. We're always there to give information and help our students and our faculty and staff, you know. So if you get stuck or you have questions, let us know. And if you need us to do a walkthrough with your class, just let us know. I'm sure me or John would love to pop in and walk through it real quick with them. We have no problem doing that. Is there anything, since y'all don't have no questions right now, is there anything that you noticed that was missing from the UI or that you would like to see from the UI? Because I am harassing EBSCO to give them what we want. So if there's something that you would like to see in it, now would be the time to let us know so we can be like, hey, we really want this feature, you know. I know it's Friday before holiday. Okay. If nobody else has any, oh, what about bib text formatted citations? Let me look at that citations and see what kind they have. Um, I thought they did have big text, but I don't remember. I know I saw Zotero, and that's what I was looking at because John teaches that. Are you talking about the format of them, right? Yes. This is currently what they have. And I'm guessing bib text wouldn't fall into any of these, right? I'm sorry, that's not my specialty.
Yeah, I'll just activate my microphone. Yeah, so BibTech would, if they had it, it'd be probably under the clipboard one, like going on the copy citation, and like they have the Chicago, Harvard, and so on. But they don't have one for a BibTech style because it would be a text-based format for
Okay.
putting into a LaTeX document.
Okay, so I can reach out and see if that's something they can work on.
Okay, great, thank you.
My pleasure. Is there anything else we would like to add? Okay. Well, this isn't a one and done. This is a ever-changing system. New things are happening every month with it. I know they got new updates coming out that were supposed to come out this month that came out last month. They got some more, I think, coming out for sure in April that hopefully will come out a little sooner. As we get them, I'll try to share them. So if you're not following our newsletter or our social media, definitely follow us because I will try to send them through the listserv, but a lot of times it's easier and quicker to send it through those channels. Um, but definitely we're going to stay on top of it and let you know what's happening. If there's something that you want to see, let us know. Or if you have questions, let us know because we're more than happy to make sure that you guys are getting what you need and taken care of because that's our ultimate goal, making sure that our community and our Skyhawk community are getting the resources they need. We pay so much money for all this stuff. We want you to access it and be able to use it, especially me, because that's my job. That's job security for me. So if you guys don't have any other questions, you're free to go. If not, you can stick around and you can ask me questions. Otherwise, have a wonderful Friday and a great weekend.